Hi, this is a training on our Credit Money Machine Cloud. Credit Money Machine Cloud is an entry-level software for credit repair companies that includes all the necessary uh, tools and features to conduct credit repair business with emphasis in simplicity and speed. So here I'm going to try to describe everything to the best of my abilities. What you're seeing right now is the dashboard that you can come back anytime just by clicking this button. Here you have the instant messenger to communicate with other agents. It's possible that you don't have this area if you are using the Credit Cloud Lite, but the rest is going to be pretty much the same. So this will be the instant messengers to communicate with other agents, and this one will be the task manager that synchronizes with what we call the super calendar. Here you can add events by tasks, follow-ups, schedules, etc., and they will be showing in the dashboard right here in the task manager when they are due. So in other words, they won't show if they are not due. Also, it's possible to add those events here, tasks and follow-ups and schedules, and also from the contacts list, which actually is pretty nice, and I'll show it a little bit later. So I'm going to click now that we know this, and we're going to do an example later. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to add a contact, which potentially can be a client. In order to classify a contact as a client, you need to have a status. You can add statuses here in the status list. And once they are added, you can have them here to drop, okay? So you can add any status that could be convenient to you, like the round number, for example. Let's add a new contact here, okay? And I'm going to put here John, John Doe, John Smith. Let's do John Doe here, and I have here some default data. I'm going to put here Social Security. It's important that you put the dashes, okay? And in the date of birth, okay, you need to type that with slashes, okay, like this. All right, and then the status you can put it here if you want, as opposed to put that outside, and it could be, for example, active client, and the status 2 could be when the round 1 was sent, you can put that in the status number 2. Again, you create your own statuses, which could be different from company to company, and here it's important that you put the email of the client because you are going to be able to send the portals, the advice of the portals, the client portals, here. If this person will be an affiliate, you will mark it here as an affiliate. Or if this person has an affiliate, in other words, if it was referred by an affiliate, the ones that you marked here will be in this list, okay? So in this case, we have only one, which is Joe Smith, and that will be the only one available, but anyone that you mark here will be available. So I'm going to mark this one just for the fun of it. A person can be obviously a client and an affiliate, or it can be an affiliate only, okay? So you can identify that through the status. Instead of active client, it could be a affiliate, okay? And that will do it. Okay, so I'm going to click Save, okay, right here at the top, Save. And now we have it here. If it doesn't show up here for whatever reason, you just click All, because it might be at the end of the list, and you have hundreds or whatever, you can navigate at the bottom here, okay, or at the bottom here, depending how many pages do you have, etc. So don't get frustrated if you don't see it here. Once we have the person that we want right here, okay, by the way, I can add, I'm going to go on a tangent for a second if we want to add, a new, for example, status like affiliate. Even though affiliate, it depends. That's why we don't give it to you as already done, these statuses, because everybody's going to handle these differently, okay? Um, an active client is definitely a status. An affiliate, you can see that this person is an affiliate because he has this checkbox here, right? The affiliate box. And this is also, it's kind of you could say the same, but sometimes it's not. So this is can be active client also. I mean, could be used to indicate this letter here to indicate if it's a client or an affiliate, etc. Well, once we have that, notice that this date is empty. Here, the follow-up date is empty. And here we're going to click on here, the gavel, the red gavel here to go to the dispute center, okay? So you go directly to the dispute center of this particular client. And usually, even though you can, yes, you can add disputes one by one in a sort of an easy way and fast way nonetheless, but it's faster to extract. At this moment in time, you can extract from credit reports from Privacy Guard and Identity IQ. Here are the instructions, okay? So you're going to click here, and obviously if you don't understand something or you are unable to follow up the instructions correctly, we will help you, okay? So you can call us and we will help you to extract. But we will ask you to do your best effort, since by reading you will understand the techniques that are involved to extract. And this one will be to go and to open literally a Privacy Guard and Identity IQ or Identity IQ. Another thing that you should know is that you should strongly advise to use Chrome as opposed to Explorer. Okay, it's not impossible to work with Explorer, but definitely big plus in terms of speed and being reliable to use Chrome. In this particular example, I'm going to use a test, okay, that I have for these cases, okay. So to make my life easier and also to protect the identity of, a real person on this. So you, by following these instructions, you're going to come up with some kind of a code here that you're going to paste. So right now what I did was to copy the one that I have for my examples, and then in the center you're going to right click and select paste as plain text. This one would do also, so that's not the end of the world, but I'd rather take this extra step and paste as plain text. Now I'm going to click here, extract disputes. Don't get confused with extract disputes, the tab, right, which is what we are right now, but instead extract disputes, right? Okay, and then you click to refresh. So you click this button right here in the center of the screen, and now is extracting derogatories and also assigning letters of types. First of all, you see inquiries, collections, charge-off, etc. Down here, we see that we have extracted 41 disputes, but we are seeing only 25 out of those. So we have more than one page, etc. We can go to the next page. The obvious stuff, but here we have the type, the reasons, okay, for the dispute, and the letters that are assigned by the program, as well as the creditor, account IDs. Well, inquiries don't have account IDs, but they have dates, okay? And here we have the bureau. It's important that each line is in a different bureau as opposed to other software. And that is because to handle the history of disputes, in case that you need to prove to your client, and also to be able to do even, would be possible in some cases, as you become more sophisticated to send different letters for different bureaus, okay? So that will be possible also. So anyway, here we have that. Another thing that I suggest you to do is not to dispute the inquiries in the first round. The reason is that only the inquiries that have been declined are suitable or candidates to be disputed. Because if you dispute, for example, um, Capital One inquiry and the person has that credit card, so in his possession, it's possible that he may lose the credit card, okay, because you are disputing a right that the credit card should have in order to continue giving you service, and also to test from every 6 months for increases or decreases of your limits in your credit card. So it's not only the credit cards, could be with anything, with a car, would be with any type of loan. So you shouldn't dispute things that have been approved. So in any event, so what we're gonna do is to omit them, and to do that, we're gonna click any of these blue arrows, okay, and click omit. So once we do that, notice that now we don't have the inquiries anymore. Okay. Now we have two choices. One choice, even though we can do all the things as required or needed or etc. I mean, like a sorting by clicking at the top of the columns. It can sort for most of the columns here. But also we have two choices. We can mark the disputes we want to dispute, so the derogatories that we want to dispute, or if we want to use them all, we can click print select the disputes. So it's print select the disputes or print mark the disputes. Mark would mean the ones that we mark. So if you have some people like to dispute the collections first, so you can click here and select the collections, for example, right? And select the collections, and that will give you the set of collections, and then you can mark them. You can mark them all just by clicking at the top, and you see mark the ones that will be at the moment selected, and then you can click print marked disputes. So that's pretty simple and pretty powerful. So now we're gonna do it with all of them, just for simplicity, really, and so you can understand that you can do them all too if you want. So so in this case, I'm clicking them all, and you see now we have them here. We're gonna point out the other stuff in a second. So here we have, the three bureaus, right? Three bureaus with all the letters that we need. TransUnion at the end, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and here at the top right, we have the ability to download those letters or to print them directly to any printer that you may have attached to your computer. It's okay. So I'm going to close this. Okay. Now, notice that the status became in progress, and also here we have a follow-up date at 45 days from today. If you want to change that number for the future, so another rounds or whatever, if you think it's too long, so you can click here in follow-up tab and change the 45 to any number that you feel is appropriate for your business. If you need to reprint, let's say that you didn't have paper on your printer and you want to change back, you can click here, the set button here, set status button, and change it to any status, potentially to change it back to do in order to be able to print, because letters in progress won't print. Essentially means that they are being printed. All right. Another thing that you can do is to click post client portal. So you're gonna post your client portal for your client. Okay. So we're clicking there, and we're creating a portal for your client in this case, okay? All right, so this will be white label to you, or it is at this point white label to you, and if this one had an affiliate, will be showing here, and this is a summary, and in here your client can see the status of all the disputes, right, for the different credit bureaus, and also can advise you about the inquiries, okay? Can advise you about the inquiries, including do not dispute, so you have to give instructions to your client, tell me which ones are active at this moment, and maybe by instructing them to say do not dispute, etc. Okay, so that is possible. You can do fines here, etc. Here in the attachments tab, your client can send you pictures like Social Security, etc., and also the responses from credit bureaus. And here they can ask you questions, and here we have a small education database for your client, and also a tab so your client can refer you deals. Okay, so a form, and the portal is so if you have Spanish clientele, they can see it in Spanish and understand everything, or they can put it in Polish and understand nothing. Okay, so now we can also print envelopes. Okay, so it's important this feature because this is a very simple way to print paper inserts. Okay, show envelopes, paper inserts that you can cut here or fold and put it into a double window envelope, making a breeze to send those letters. And also it's important because it looks like an attorney, so it's going to be handled to an agent in the bureaus as opposed to being processed automatically, because it's going to look pretty pretty legal. Also, you can email the portal to your client by clicking this button, okay? Or you can copy the URL, so the web page. The URL is the web page. You can copy that, and then you can paste it anywhere, another email, another document, etc. Also, it's possible to post an affiliate portal, or the portal for the affiliate. In this case, this person does not have an affiliate on top, so affiliate none. But if you had an affiliate here, it will be possible to do that. Okay, and so here you will also copy, as I said, and also you can create an email. For the matter, you can create a credit audit. You can type your personal notes here to the client, and you can also change the content of the credit audit in the template manager. Okay, you can do that. In this case, we are going to show credit audit. Okay, so we're going to show that, and of course this is going to be white label to you. And here, more or less, you can modify the content of that in the template manager. As a matter of fact, you can have unlimited versions. You can have different versions of the credit audit. So, by the way, it's possible to put the scores here, and I'm going to explain where in a second. Okay, but this is the credit audit that you can again save to your hard drive, or print, or potentially email to the client. By the way, if you enter the credit scores here, okay, because they are not in the same page as of the derogatory, so you need to enter them manually. So if you enter the credit scores here, they're going to show up in the portals, and also inside the credit audits. So pretty much, you put it here, save it, etc. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the context and show you how other things you can do, and actually, but before I forgot how to handle the second, third rounds, etc., etc. This is quite important, obviously, and it's going to be like this. For example, let's say that this was deleted, so you will change it in the status to deleted, right? Let's say that this one was no change. Sorry, I want to put update. It was updated correctly. Well, collections usually you don't want to be updated, but usually deleted. But it's possible also that could be updated. For example, let's say that you had a collection of $100,000, but in reality it was only 1,000. So huge difference for the algorithms of the bureau. So basically, if it was updated, that was the purpose, even though it might not be deleted. And notice here that when you delete or update, the program puts here to be paid in case that you are using paper deletion for this client. So basically charging only when you delete something or update it as appropriate. Let's say that it came verified, so no change. If it came no answer, well, there are letters for that too. But let's say that it came with no change. Okay, so what is that you're gonna do? That's kind of a very simple. These two, you're not gonna do anything; they're done already. But on this one, okay, you're gonna click here to add a duplicate of this dispute, and that duplicate will contain the new letter. So the new round is gonna change automatically. Okay, so I'm gonna click there, and you're gonna do first before. I mean, you're gonna click on that one and the other one. So in other words, you're gonna process everything. You're gonna process everything, and now the letter, the other dispute have been created, but it's at the end, so that's why you don't see it. But this is the deal. Once you have all of them that have been verified, you mark them as no change, right? So mark them and click the duplicate. You can click show all, and then they will be put together with a no change. Even though together and not together is the same, because it is done automatically. So you can see here, for example, that this one is the duplicate of this one, okay? And we have transition here, but the letter have changed. This is the letter, and this is the letter for the second round, and also have changed the reason. And here you can see from A to B, right? So if we had the third round, we will do something similar, and then what would happen would be the same effect as if I click right now the next letter. So you don't need to click the next letter because it's going to be done automatically when you make the duplicate. But if you decide not to change it to no change, in other words, to put it back to do and maybe click the next letter, well, that is also possible. It's an alternative for people that don't want to keep track of the history of disputes. There are many companies that not interested in that. So in that case, you will put it to do, and you see when you click the next letter, you see we have, in this case, it would have been A to B, but in this case we have B to C, and then we have a different reason, in this case disputing the account number, a different letter in this case, which is the method to a letter, and that's it. And then we will be able to print those. And if it was the fourth round, okay, again, this is a fourth round, means more or less fourth month, but I'm just doing this test here to prove you that in this case the reason is amount past due and not the account number, okay, so this collection D, etc. So you get the idea. That is, if you don't want to put no change, you can put them back to do and click the next letter as opposed to click duplicate. This is to maintain and to know what happened. Okay, so no change, and so now you know, even though it might be obvious, but at least you can tell how many rounds, etc., happened before you were able to actually delete it or update that particular derogatory. But again, some companies don't like to do that. So in that case, you will put it to do and click the next letter. So the letter will change. The letter will change to B in this case. If I put that to do and click, and the template here will change too. Okay. So now, um, in this case, this is like if we are doing the future here, but if we go back to the clients list, okay, we notice that here we have a date, which is the follow-up date. That means that if you click the follow-up here at the top, you're going to sort by date. So that means that you will know when to follow up, okay, when is the date to follow up with the client right here. In this particular example is 45 days, but could be any date, any number of days. And then from here is the part that I was telling you that is possible, maybe important to do enter a task as necessary, one or many. One task could be, for example, if you need more documents, so you need the Social Security, you're going to put need Social Security. If you want to put here charge and do round, for example, that you already did this one, but charge, and do round. And this one, let's say that I put it for today, and we don't need a time, right? Because you're not going to need a particular time, so we're going to put timeless. But maybe you want it recurrent, like every month, okay? And if you are charging people a precise number of months, like 6 or something, well, you're going to put here what is the recurrent end date, otherwise. And you will continue. And if you want to put a description here of things that you need to talk to the client, that will be possible. In any event, you see that is linked to the client right here, John Doe, right? And it's linked to the agent. Okay. So now I saved it, and if we go to the dashboard, because it is due, you see we have it here. Not only that, we have here the gabble to go to the dispute center with this client selected. So that's pretty much very easy. That when it's time to charge and do the other round, you're gonna do that as appropriate. You might be doing that into an external credit card processor, or maybe PayPal, maybe checks, maybe cash, etc. In our more professional software, Credit Money Machine Pro Plus, that one will be integrated into the system to do checks and credit cards and charge credit cards, etc. But this one is, as I said, it's an entry level, still fast, and that's the job. Other things that I might, more advanced things that I can explain are the ability, for example, to go to the template manager, right, and how to edit letters. So I'm gonna click here, okay. Below this title, we have the categories. Okay, it was going to default to this category, which is the one that we use. But certainly you can add categories, right? So manage categories, and you can add, and so you can put my own letters like I did here as an example. So you can add your own letters, and once you have a letter, right? Once you have your own category, you can add a template. Okay, so I can click here and add a template, and I'm going to try to add a template for nothing. Let's put just a marketing letter 1. You will select, your own category. If you want this letter to be available in the dispute center, so available in dispute center, you will mark it here, all right? And in this case, well, no, it is a marketing letter. But I want to show you a couple of things here. For example, I'm going to put here dear only, and I'm going to save this thing. It's important, very, very, very extremely important that you click save in order for the letter to exist. And once we have that, okay, so this says template saved, you can, at that moment, to add the merge symbols. If you don't save it, when you click here, it's going to be lost, unfortunately, because it's in memory. So by clicking there, you see you preserve, by clicking saved, you preserved that letter, this one. Okay, so I'm going to put here dear, and you can use these fields, for example, first name, all right, I'm going to put enter here, whatever I have to tell you, and okay, and here regards, and then you can use other fields, the field for the agent, etc., full name. So you can add fields here. Then you can save it. So you have a field for agents, company fields, the data of your company, creditors fields, right, and then bureau fields. So you can use all those merge fields or merge symbols. And then we're going to save it. Again, don't forget to do that after you enter whatever modification, not only fields, but text too. And then you can preview it or you can print it, okay? And here you have some instructions. So, definitely they are there. Also will be possible, here is your, you see, so the merge fields for the first name have been substituted by John, and the agent field has been substituted by his name. Also, it's possible to copy this to the Windows clipboard and then to be used in the email system in the case that you're using Credit Money Machine Cloud as opposed to Credit Money Machine Lite, and to send an email using this text here, or you can copy the whole email, put it somewhere, etc. I mean, they could be useful to you, I mean, a Word document or whatever. So this one will copy the Windows clipboard, and then this one will go to the email system. If you copy this to the Windows clipboard, you will be able to paste it already set up and make any particular modifications to the template that you want kind of on the fly. I guess that's that. Let me see if I forget anything really, really important. The rest, I mean, you can play around here. If you want to buy our website, you can click here. And the rest, you can play around because this is the basic and most important part of your training. If you, the rest, you can play around. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we'll be really happy to tell you. So, you know, as you notice, I'm doing this at the very last days of the year. So Happy New Year to you all. If you're seeing this 2 years from now, still Happy New Year to whatever year is it. So basically, this is December 31st, 2017, as you can see here. So it's going to be, tomorrow is going to be a new year. So thank you, and wish you the best of lucks, and that you make a lot of money. Thanks a lot. Bye.